So I haven't did one of these videos in a hot minute because I've updated my Reels style. So in this video, I'm showing you guys how I edit all of my Instagram Reels. And today we're gonna do one from start to finish in Adobe Premiere Pro. And this is the video we will be editing today. And I'm gonna show you some tools that I use in each and every single one of my edits that speed up my entire editing workflow. I literally rely on them to edit all of my videos. And before we get into this video, make sure to go down in the link in the description and grab the footage that we're gonna be using in this video, along with some free presets and assets I got for you guys. Just sign up to my newsletter and the first newsletter will be sent to you with all of the free stuff. Let's get straight to it, boys. First thing you need to do is come up to new project, slap that baby. And then let's just name this, because the video I'm talking about today is a watch video. It's actually this video that's behind this project panel right here. We are going to just name it like watch video V2. And then I'm going to make sure it's in the right location on your computer, so hit that. And then you guys don't have a template. I'm gonna show you how to make a template in a little bit, but for now, I'm gonna use my one that I've made for myself. And I'll show you what that looks like. So, and I'll show you why you should create a template, because this is a game changer. All right, make sure you hit skip import too. Unless you like that, then go ahead. I don't, personally. So what that template does is it will automatically import all of your video editing assets that you like to use each and every single time you edit for you. So instead of constantly making like new adjustment layers, or if you use color mats, or you always add your sound effects into here, you don't have to do that anytime. Now, you just make all these bins that you like once. Once you've had that, once you have everything you want and created in the bins, by just clicking this little thing, it'll create that bin. All you have to do is come up to the file and hit save as template. Now just save that, and now each and every single time you're on a new video, just click that one that you named and saved, and it'll automatically add all of your assets in your bins exactly like it did for me. For example, one of the assets I always use constantly is I come into the TR project assets, and then you can say I already have bins for my A-roll, my B-roll, graphics, sound effects, adjustment, and color mats. And if you want to create this yourself, you can just click that and then just, name it B-roll, make sure it's non-existent, and then click off of it, and then, hit bin, and again, there you go. The thing I like to use all the time is I come into here, my sequences, and then I already have preset sequences for my Instagram Reels and YouTube videos. So if I'm running in 4K, I like to just double click into here, and then my settings for my video are automatically done and ready for me. But let's say, you don't have this and you wanna make it. So let's make it. So just come up to File, hit New, hit Sequence, and then come into Settings. Now, if you're running at 4K footage, if you're using 4K footage, it is, 3840, I think, See, I rely on these so much, I don't even remember the fucking frame size. Okay, it's 2160 by 3840. New sequence, settings, 2160 by 3840. Now I would copy all of these settings just like how I have it right now. This is all the settings that I use for my camera. Now, if you're running a different camera, let's say, you're doing like 60 frames or something like that, then put it to 60 frames. And Premiere Pro will automatically change the frame rates if you have a different frame rate. Once you drag and drop your footage, so let's go grab our footage and go here, go to the A-roll, make sure I'm ready to drag and drop my footage. Now go find it. You guys will have it in the link description. What I mean by that is, okay, let's drag and drop our A-roll. Let's grab our B-roll too, since we're already doing this. So let me just grab the B-roll right here, drag, drop into the bin, just like so. Boom, bada, bop, boop, pow. All right, now let's go into A-roll. And all the time, Premiere Pro will just drag and drop it. So drag and drop it, and then it will come up to something like this. I always just hit change sequence settings because Premiere Pro knows best. But you can see that it just changed it to a horizontal. Don't want that, so just hit undo, and then just come into here, drag and drop it one more time. Oh, Command Z is to undo it. If you're on Windows, I think it's Windows Z or Alt Z. Just hit keep existing settings, and then boom, you can see that now we have it in here. So this is a very important step. Before we cut this up and make this, short, make it sound good, because I messed up a lot in this video. video, we need to color grade it first. Next step I like to do is color grading. I personally just like to color grade next, just because color grading is one of my favorite parts in video editing, and this is one of the things I enjoy the most. But since this footage is an S-Log, if you don't know what S-Log is, S-Log 3 is a picture profile that your camera uses to capture all of your colors, the depth of your video, shades, everything. And S-Log 3 is one of the best picture profiles to keep all of the colors and data from the camera. But we don't watch in S-Log 3. You can see that this video, doesn't look like something that you got from your phone. That's because S-Log 3 then just needs to get converted into a different picture profile, which is Rec 709. Rec 709 is the picture profile that you watch all of Instagram Reels, YouTube videos, movies, every single thing that you watch on screen, it's on Rec 709. We shoot in S-Log to get as much data as possible from our camera, so then we can convert it into Rec 709 and it looks way better than if we just shot at Rec 709. We just get a lot more data and the quality of the video looks better. So super easy to convert. I'll leave the conversion lots of Sony's in the link in below. And if you don't run on Sony, maybe you shoot in your phone, then I guarantee you don't even need to convert the footage because it's already in Rec 709. If it looks really desaturated like this, I guarantee you are in S-Log. So that's why you need a conversion lot. So come over to Lumetri Color. If you don't have that, come into Windows and then hit Lumetri Color. It's gonna pop up. It's gonna pop up wherever it is. Just open it and then come into an input LUT. And then the one that I use for my Sony from the Sony's website is this one right here. And then boom, you can see now that it looks like it doesn't have that desaturated look. Then the next thing is to color it, and I'm not a colorist at all, so I recommend you guys just playing with the color grading and using your eyes, because that's what color grading is your eyes are seeing colors, which means that you're using your eyes to color grade it. So just mess around with it as much as possible. The only reason why I use Lumetri Color is to just make sure that everything, the white balance is correct. So white balance is essentially the temperature of your video. You can see that if I go to, this is a very warm video, this is a very cold video. That's what I like to do. And so to get the white balance to be perfect, possibly it could not be perfect, I just like to use this drop picker, and then you need to find wherever in the picture it is perfectly white. So this would be a good one. And then boom, you can see that it actually did nothing because my white balance is perfect. Let's go! One of the tricks I love to do, my boy hooked me up with this, is come into the curves, and then he come into this first curve, and then I like to either bring it up or I like to bring it down. If you bring it down, you can see that it really increases like the contrast, so it's more darker over here. And the light, though, the whites do go down a little bit, but that's totally fine. It makes it a little bit more dramatic, and I like that. So this is before, after, before, after. Looks a little bit better. Play with it a little bit. I'm gonna increase the highlights just a little bit, decrease the shadows just a little bit, whites. It really depends. All these settings really depend on what you were trying to, what kind of look you were trying to go for. If you're trying to go more on like the warmer side, then make it warmer. If you're trying to go like a cooler vibe, then I would recommend, putting this a little bit on the cooler side and then adjusting all the settings to the feeling, mood you're trying to go for. 99% of the time when I'm color grading, I use LUTs, because I have made a LUT that automatically color grades my whole footage for me in one click. TR LUTs, come into here, boost, and then boom. You can see that it made this footage go from, where'd it go? From this to this, this to this, this to this. Absolutely love that. Maybe crank it down just a little bit because I don't really like this like green that's giving it. You can see it's giving like this green over here. I don't really want that, so I'm just gonna turn it down a little bit. But it was at 100. I like to go right around like 70 to 80. And now it goes from this to this, this to this. Now my color grading is done for me. I'll leave my LUTs in the description if you want to grab them for yourself. Before we start cutting this video up, we need to first color grade the footage. I like to first make an adjustment layer and then put that adjustment layer one track above the entire clip, just like so. And then I like to add my color grade on this adjustment layer. Actually, let's put this up to number 4, just because we're gonna be adding B-roll on track number 3, along with we're gonna be doing this really cool, we're gonna be doing this cutting technique that makes your videos never stop talking and it constantly flows smoothly, which I'm gonna be showing you in a little bit. But for now, put the adjustment layer at number 4, leave 2 of them in here, and then come over, click on it, come over to Lumetri Color. If you don't have that, hit Windows, Lumetri Color, bingo, shpakabako dako, and then come into Input LUT. Now, we are running in S-Log3. S-Log3 is a picture profile that's on your camera. What essentially it does is S-Log3 grabs all of the data, all of the colors, all the depth of your video, the lighting, everything, and captures it the most. That picture profile grabs the most data. That means that it's gonna be a super high quality video, if your lighting is right, obviously. And what we need to do is convert this S-Log into Rec 709, so it looks like this. Rec 709 is literally all of the videos that you watch online. That is the picture profile that you're watching them on. So in order to do that, like I just did, is you need to click on the adjustment layer, come into Lumetri Color, come into Input LUT. This is where your S-Log to Rec 709 conversion LUT is gonna come in. All you have to do is just search up your camera and then S-Log to Rec 709 conversion LUT. I'll leave the Sony conversion LUTs in the link description for you guys. And this is the one that I use is right here. Click it, boom. Now we are in the right color space. And make sure your sequence settings in color management right here is output color to Rec 709. Hit OK. Now we are ready to color grade. Now I only use the Lumetri Color tab for basic color corrections. So I just like to adjust like the exposure if I want to. So all color grading is using your eyes. There's no need to use those fucking like crazy graphs like a lot of colorists use. Come on, bro. We don't need to go that deep. We're thinking too much. We don't want to think, we want to create. I like to up the contrast just because it looks good on my eyes. It makes this video just look a little better. Highlights, let's increase those a little bit. Shadows, I'll deepen the shadows a little bit. Whites, I want it to be a little bit brighter. Black, about right there. So this is off, this is on. Off, on, off, on. Now, if you want your colors to pop, I recommend increasing the saturation just a little bit. Don't crank it, otherwise you'll look like an absolute alien. So just crank it like just a little bit, and I think that is a pretty good basic color grade. Now, I personally don't touch the saturation. I like to use LUTs. I mean, you just double click it and then boom, your color grade is done. Adjust it just a little bit and now it goes from this to this. Looks so much better. LUTs are a already colored preset that someone made on their video. So I made all of these LUTs, and then you can just get that exact same color grading on your footage as well by using the LUT. A LUT is literally copy and pasting the exact settings that you used to color grade your footage. I'll leave my LUTs in the link in the description. All right. Now, let's start cutting this baby up. So Premiere Pro will actually automatically cut up your entire video for you. That's why I love Premiere Pro. Come into the text tab. If you don't have that, just come into Windows and then hit text. Every single tab that you'll see on my screen is from the Windows. That's where you find everything is on this window. So hit Windows, come into text. And this is my entire transcript. So the transcript is all the words that you are saying in this video. And you can see that Premiere Pro has already identified a bunch of seconds that I just don't say anything at all. So it's already identifying that along with like filler words, like right here. This is a filler word. So automatically get rid of that for us. So just come into this tab right here. So like drop down thing, click it, come into pauses. Now, before you hit delete, make sure you come down here, make sure that you have filler words, put on this censored words because I swear and the algorithm don't like swearing. So I like to just use these stars, hit that, and then make sure that your minimum pauses are at 0.01. That is going to get rid of every single pause that is in your video. If you want a little bit more leeway, I recommend bringing this up to like 0.5, but I liked it all the way to the left. Hit save, now hit delete. Make sure it's on extract, not lift, and hit delete all. Now you can see just like that, it automatically cut up this entire video. It also cut up our adjustment layer, our color grading, which is fine. Just delete it and then just re-drag and drop it and it's good to go. The reason why I like to put the color grade on adjustment layer is because I use B-roll that has the exact same settings and the exact same settings as this shot right here. So I can just drag and drop this B-roll and it'll automatically, like you can see right now, be color graded for you. So that's why I like to do that. Once we've color graded it, put this adjustment layer off to the side, just like so. And we're gonna do that because when you're cutting up this video and you're using these keybinds that I'm gonna be showing you in a little bit, it messes up with the process, so we don't want that. All right, now we're gonna cut up the video. I'm gonna show you how I do it super duper quickly. First, you guys need these 3 keybinds because these keybinds are goated and it literally does this. I'll show you really quick. So let's say I wanted to get rid of all of this dead space to the right. Instead of you using the razor tool, you hit C, you cut it and you delete this. You know, there's annoying, this is annoying right here, so then you have to click it or you have to hit delete, or if you don't even know how to do that, you gotta hit A and bring these all here. Maybe you don't even know how to do that and you have to grab all this, but now I'm too zoomed out like I am right now, so I accidentally I didn't grab this one, so I gotta do that and I gotta bring these over here. No, we're not doing that. We don't do that here. All I do is hit one keybind and it does it for me. Same with this left side. Let's say I don't want any of this right here. You can see I'm not talking, so why would you want it? So just hit another keybind, gets rid of it. And let's say this is a bad cut right here, I can tell. See, I do nothing, you don't want that in the video. So what do? You hit one keybind, it's done. So let's go into my keybinds. So come into Premiere. Okay, we go to keyboard shortcuts right here. I did a little pumping. And what you wanna do is search up one called Ripple Trim. We're focusing on these 3 right here. Ripple Trim is Q. So search up Ripple Trim, R-I-P-P-L-E, Ripple Trim. So you want the next edit to playhead to be on the right, since that one will cut all of the stuff to the right. And you want the previous edit to playhead to be on the Q, since the Q is on the left. So I like to think as E, because E is over to the right. You're cutting everything to the right. Q, because Q is on the left of your keyboard and you're cutting everything out from the left. You keep it on the left side, which is Q. And then W is Ripple Delete, which will automatically delete that clip or that space that you have highlighted, and it'll completely delete it for you. So just search up Ripple Delete and then hit W. So in order to do this, just click on it and then click on like right here and then hit E, boom, done, and then hit OK. And now you have it. It should have it. And now let me show you a little bit of how you use it. So we want to get rid of all this stuff to the left over here. So you hit Q, and then let's find a clip that I don't want anything to the right. So I don't want anything to the right over here. So I hit E, done. And then let's say, I'm sure this is a bad take, I'm pretty sure. So I've been the owner of this Cardi. So this is, all of these are bad takes or this is a bad take. So just hit W, boom, done. Now that you know how to cut this up, I'm going to cut this up super duper quickly. So I've owned Cardi, I've owned this 14 karat gold. Now that you know that, let me cut up this really quick. All right, now I want to show you how you can make your video smoothly transition from you talking from one clip to another. Because you can see, you can hear it right now. Listen to this. Months now, and I'm gonna give. There's a little pause in there, and it just doesn't sound that smooth at all. Now listen to this.
So I absolutely love this watch. It's perfect for going out to like very nice dinner.
You can see that there's 3 clips here, and these 3 clips smoothly transition to in each other rather than these 2 clips over here where it's just a hard cut.
No, and I'm gonna give you.
And there's a big pause. Super easy to do this. So have your clips just like I have right now, and you want to just grab each other one and just grab the audio layer along with the video layer and put them like so. When you have really small clips like this, I don't like to touch this at all. I just like to skip and go to the next one, just like so. Do this for all of these. Now you should have something exactly like this. Now, in order to make it transition smoothly from one video to another, grab this video layer and then you want to match this video layer with this one. So you can see how this one, the audio layer starts to decrease, and I'm literally not saying anything. You want to match that with the start of this one. So just like so. So then it goes from this one to then this one. So this is what it sounds like.
No. And I'm gonna give you.
So there's no pause now. So it was like this.
No. And I'm gonna give.
And now it's like this.
No. And I'm gonna give you. 4 months now. And I'm gonna give you my...
There's really no pause. Now you just need to fix one more thing, which is this jump cut. You can see that it really, like I'm not even done talking right here and it already goes into the next clip. All you have to do is just hold Alt on Mac. I think it's like, maybe it's Alt on Windows as well, or Control. Just hold that, grab the like left side so you can see that you have this like red thing that's up. Click, hold Alt, and then drag it. This is going to allow you to, you can see, only affect the video layer. Instead, if you don't hold Alt, if you don't hold it, you're gonna grab both of them. But if you do, you can grab it like this. Now you just wanna match that with where you stop talking. And now watch.
And I'm gonna give you my...
See, now it's not nearly as hard of a cut. It doesn't cut me off of what I'm saying. Boom. Now rinse and repeat that for each and every, and one more, and the next one, that was the, what is that, the J cut? That was the J cut. Now we need to do the L cut. L cut is literally the exact same thing, but the opposite side. So grab this one, line it up to where you stop talking and where you start talking in the next clip, and now just like so.
In the most.
Just like that. Now rinse and repeat that for the rest of the video, like I'm going to do. Awesome, now that I have gotten all my J cuts, all my L cuts, my video is running smoothly from one clip to another. Now we need to create the captions. Always, always, always don't forget to create your captions next, because then all of your animations later in the video are so much easier to create, and you're not just constantly hitting like type and then typing something in. You're not doing that. Why would you do that when Premiere Pro already has that word exactly where when you say it, timed perfectly, and it's sized exactly how you want it. So I'm going to come up to text and hit captions. Premiere Pro will automatically create your captions for you. So hit create captions for transcript, hit this drop down arrow. I like to do single lines. Put this always, make sure that these two are always to the left. I like to have anywhere from 1 to 3 words on screen at a time. That's just me personally. But if you want, more, you can. I don't recommend it at all. Maximum you should have is 3 words on your video at once, because people don't want to fucking read a paragraph. They can't even like follow along to that. So make sure it's single line. And if you just want 1 word, you just hit the single word, and Premiere Pro will just put it for 1 word because it's so popular now. But because I'm going 1 to 3 words, I like to go right around characters are 15. Now hit create captions, and you can see just like so, it will perfectly give you 2 to 3 words on every single time you're talking, or 1. Now we just need to highlight these, come over to properties, because this is how you change everything that you want to change. My font that I love to use each and every single time is the font called Inner. I actually did a video just recently revealing my favorite 3 font combo that we're going to be using in this video, but if you want to learn more in depth about these fonts, go watch that video right over here. I'll have it linked up. Come into here, and I like to have mine at medium, or I like to have mine at bold. So now you can see they're all bold now. And then we need to obviously position these. Now positioning is very important. Make sure that you hit this middle button, and then you want these to be right under your chin. So just bring it down a little bit and just scroll through the video and just look to see if most of the time your head, or my head if you're using this video, is constantly kind of in the same relative area. Then place the captions according to where it is. So for me, this looks good for me, I think. Actually looks a little tight, so I'm just gonna bring it down a little bit, and I like that. Make sure it's not like way down here. I've seen a lot of people do this, like there's way down here. I don't want that. No one wants to watch that. No offense. No one wants to watch that. Everyone wants to watch what you are saying and see exactly the words you are saying. So the easiest is to just put them right here, right below your chin, so they can see exactly the words you're saying and actually see you, because we're humans. We look at each other, we look into each other's eyes when we're watching videos, when we're talking to people. So make sure that this is right next to that. The best place is right under your chin. And make sure that you give it a little bit of room too. Don't like go really close to your chin like this, because then it's like it kind of is in the way and people don't want that. So right under your chin, give a little bit of room, just like I have, good to go. I don't like shadow, so I'm gonna get rid of shadow. And then one of the secret techniques that I reveal in that font on video, to get the most out of these fonts is never to leave it at default and always mess with this VA. I personally like to go -60. That is my sweet spot, -60. And now this font just looks so much better. Once we've gotten our captions done and you like them the way you like them, make sure to highlight them, come up to graphics and titles, and hit upgrade caption to graphics. This is going to turn them all into layers, which layers then let us add animations like we have right here. You can see all these animations that are happening, this fade in, everything, that slide up. All of this was made because it was a layer. You can't add any animations if it is a caption up here, so make sure to do that. I'm gonna delete it because that shit's annoying to have up there. All right, now that we have everything pretty much laid out, next thing I like to do is I like to add this cinematic borders. So recently I've been loving this style and I'm gonna keep ripping it. It's gonna be part of my personal brand. Essentially it just makes your content go from, you know, this to this, just has a little bit more of a cinematic feeling. If you like that, go ahead and use it. If you don't, that's totally fine. Also, if you don't like how this is black and you want this filled out, just come into your text or come into that layer and then just scale it. So it's like this. So now your video would like look like this. That's completely fine too. Make sure to do that in the beginning of the video, like when you're cutting this up. Otherwise, you'll have to go to like, you can see how this next one is not like that. I mean, you can just click this motion, copy it, and then you can just drag it, like, you know, Control V, and then boom, it'll be like this the rest of the video. But I personally like the cinematic border, so I'm gonna leave it like that. Let's drag this cinematic borders up like a ways just so we have some breathing room because we're gonna be adding some stuff right here. And let's bring in that color grade that we did in the past, and now it looks like this. All right, let's see what we got real quick.
So I've owned this Cartier Santos Dumont small 14 karat rose gold watch for 4 months now.
So that's simple. That's pretty clean. You could export it and literally use that if you wanted to. It's a pretty simple, minimalistic style. I fuck with it. Now let's start spicing this baby up and we'll make an intro like this.
So I've owned this Cartier Santos Dumont small 14 karat rose gold watch for 4 months now.
Let's start firstly with these text, along with, you can see that this border right here expands upwards. So like that. So let's start with those two things. First of all, we're gonna start with the border since that's the easiest. So I want you to click into the video layer and then come into the motions in the effects control panel. Again, if you don't have that, just come into Windows and then it'll be in here, right here. Come into the crop, and then we want to crop this wherever it starts cropping, just like so. And let's do like 29. 29 is good. Make sure you're in the first one and you're all the way to the left. Hit this keyframe. This is gonna start the animation. This is where the animation is gonna start. Do the exact same thing for the bottom. So since we have this at 29, we want this one also to be at 29. Now it cuts us off, and then just go a few seconds forward. So you can use this as a reference right over here. So you can see for about 2 seconds right here. And we are going to cut to B-roll right here. So I want it to be right around like here. So then just hit this little reset parameter. It's gonna put it at 0. Do the exact same thing for the bottom one. And now we get the open. You can see that's a little too fast for my liking. I don't want that. Just grab these and bring them outwards.
So I've owned this.
That's way better. And then we can even make this smoother by highlighting these all, right click and hit continuous Bezier. Now it's gonna look.
So I've owned this Cartier.
That's pretty clean.
So I've owned this.
Actually, I like it to be like this more, to be honest. I like just like the slow, consistent zoom.
So I've owned this Cartier.
Actually, we're gonna increase this a little bit too, like 32. Make sure you're all the way to the left when you're doing that, make any adjustments, and now it looks like this.
So I've owned this.
That's clean. That's clean as fuck. Once we did that, now let's move on to this text animation. So first of all, we need to stack these text layers. You stack this one down, drag it out. So these both text layers are on the screen the entire time at the same time. If we didn't drag this out, it would go from so I've, and then that so I've would be gone. We don't want that. We want both of them to be on screen, and we need to adjust this own. So we can, let me get rid of that. Hit enter. So this is on the bottom, and then double click this and let's increase this. Come into that secondary font font that I talked about in that video. Change this W to O, or capitalized. I want this to be italic, just like so. So this is what we have right now then.
So I've owned this.
And now we just need to bring this downwards. So click on it, come to the align and transform, bring this downwards just like so. That's pretty cool. Let's adjust this word down here. I actually don't want it to be below this. I want it to be over here. We're gonna delete it. Whoa. We're gonna delete it, readjust this. This is literally what editing never goes to plan. And then we need to figure out where I say this.
I've owned this.
So I say this is right here. So just hit T, it's gonna bring up the text tool, and then just click down here. Oopsies. Click downwards so you're not accidentally adding it to a different one. Just duplicate this, drag this over here where you say this, and then change this to this. Change this text layer to this. Then drag and drop it, drag and drop over here to the right, just like so. That's lined up, and that looks pretty cool. So now we have this.
So I've owned this. So I've owned this. So I've owned this. So I've owned this. So I've owned this.
And I'm gonna drag this over to the left a little bit, like 2 frames, just because I know when we make these animations, it's not gonna come up instantly. Where when I say this, it's gonna take, animation is gonna come up and it's gonna take a little bit, just like it does right
So
here.
I've owned this Cartier. So I've owned this So I've owned this Cartier Santos. So I've owned this.
God, this is so clean. Now let's create this effect where this is really clean, like outline effect that like flickers. Super clean and easy to do. So let's bring this owned out just a little bit, because again, the animation is going to take a little bit and it's gonna come in too late if we don't extend it out a little bit. Click on it, come into it, and then I want you to go every 2 frames. So what you can do is grab the playhead, go 1, 2, and then use the razor tool, cut it, 1, 2, cut. Now we have 2 layers right here, or technically 3. Take the first one, leave it. Take the second one, come into the properties right here, get rid of the fill, and then turn on the stroke. Stroke it. Would you stroke it? Yo! Alrighty, pause. Give me a minute. And then you can turn this up, you can turn it down. I think it looks pretty cool right around 3. It's pretty noticeable. So now we have something like this. It's totally fine. Now, what I want you to do is delete this, grab this first one, hold Alt, and that'll duplicate it. Now we'll kind of have this like flicker effect. Now just grab this one, rinse and repeat it one more time, just like so. And then the last one, I just want to have it just like so, so bring it like that. So now it looks like this.
So I've owned this. So I've owned this. So I've owned this. So I've owned this.
Actually don't like,
So I've owned this.
I don't like how long it goes, so I'm gonna grab this. I just want it to be subtle. So it's gonna go, let's just delete this and then bring this out. So it just flickers right
So
here.
I've owned this. So I've owned this. So I've owned this. So I've owned this.
Just like this one.
So I've owned this. So I've owned this.
Awesome. Now, highlight these, nest it. I have my keyboard set, so I can just quickly do that. If not, just highlight these, right click, and hit nest. Now, it is all one video layer. We do that because we're gonna add the animation to this one video layer, so it affects all of these. Now, let's get into what you guys have been waiting for probably, is these clean, like smooth click or these clean, smooth text animations along with like this fade in and all this juiciness. We're gonna start with this first one, and you need to come up to the effects tab right here and then search for transform, and then drag and drop it onto that layer. This is where the animation is gonna take place. Make sure when you have the transform, you come down, uncheck this checkbox, and then turn the shutter angle to 360. This is going to give the animation a motion blur, and it's gonna make it look so much cleaner. Now, we need to go to the first frame, so wherever this layer starts, so for instance, it starts right here. If you're working on this one right here, it goes all the way to the left, just like so. Go to the first frame of that clip, of the video, or the text layer, and then come scroll all the way down to it, the scale right here, or the transform. We want to put the position downwards, just like so. Imagine it. We're going to hit position, click on the keyframe. So that looks pretty good. Go about a few frames forward, just like so. I wouldn't about it looks like 6 to 7 frames forward, and then just hit the reset. Now it's gonna always come exactly where it needs to be. Now it'll look like this. So we have that right now. It kind of looks like buns. That's totally fine. And we obviously want it to fade in, so it doesn't just like start here and you can see it. So also add the opacity. So crank this this all the way to 0, click on the keyframe. This is what's going to then fade it in. And then I like to always fade it in about 2 to 3 frames before it hits the spot where it's going to stop at, just because it just looks the cleanest. So now it looks like we have something like this. So that looks way too fast. It's so easy to change. Just grab them all and then just elongate them out. And now it looks like this. Okay, that's fine. Now that we have that, highlight all the keyframes. This is where we're making it super smooth. Right click, hit ease in. Right click again, hit ease out. And then come over to this little caret on the left and drop it down. This is essentially going to give us the velocity of the speed of how fast this thing moves. And you want it to be super clean like mine. Drag and drop, drag the right one all the way to the left. Now it looks like this. See how clean that is? So now what you do is you copy this and then you paste it over to these ones to right here, and then boom. All these now do the exact same thing. That's clean. I would actually want this to be bigger, just like so. Boom. I love that. That looks so good. And that's how you do that manually. I like to use presets that I've made in the past. That way I don't have to keep redoing it over and over and over again. So you can see I've gotten rid of those presets, and I just have to come over to my presets over here. And let's just say I want it to appear up. So now, appear down, sorry, I hit the wrong one. I want it to appear up. Now it has appear up. This one we can have it, I don't even know what pure, I must have just made this one. That's clean. Let's have this like this. We can have it like appear to the right. So now these two coming up, this one comes to the left, just like so. Or if you don't even want any of those, I mean, you can just like highlight all of them and make them the exact same. Let's say we want them to do this apple appear up. So now they all have this like more of like a launch. That's super actually clean. We're actually gonna run with that. This comes in a little too late, so I'm just gonna drag it just like so. And the best part about these is you just saw that I just made an adjustment, so I know this is gonna come in a little too late. So I can just delete it and then grab it and drop it in again. And now it comes up. If you want those editing presets, I'll leave them down in the link in the description. Next, let's create this clean kind of backdrop that we have with this fade in along with this text. You can see that this text is not white. It kind of has this like overlay effect. That's what it's called. So let's just create that real quick. First, we need the B-roll. Now, I highly advise once you make your hook to always just go through the B-roll. You know, grab the B-roll, make sure you resize it, and then just go throughout the entire rest of the video and then use the B-roll according to what you were saying. You can see that I like to break it up into categories. So here's B-roll, and then I like to talk for a good probably 5 seconds to 7 seconds. And then I like to go back into B-roll for about 5 to 10 seconds. It really depends on what type of B-roll you have. For instance, this video I'm talking about a watch, Cartier Santos watch that I own. So this is more of, you can use a lot more B-roll and less of me talking. But if you have more like static shots or anything, then I highly recommend switching to each shot super duper fast. So just drag and drop the B-roll I've given you and then sort it to what you like. I like it in, I think it's clean to look like this. So this looks actually really good. Holy shit, I did a nice job. Pat yourself on the back sometimes, you need it. And you can see that we actually can't see the captions because it's the video layers obviously above it. Super easy fix. Just come over to the left side, hit add track, right click, hit add track, do it a couple more times, and then just grab all these, hold shift when you're dragging, drag it down, and now we have them exactly where we want them. And then we can drag these down and make sure it's like that, and we're good to go. Let's make this Cartier Santos looks really cool. So double click into here. We need to change this first word to that big like cursive that we saw. So I'm going to grab that font. The font is called Ashton Script Bold. You go watch the fonts video. I have all the links to them in that video in the description. We want this to be bigger, and then we want no space to be right here, so then it looks like it's like connected. This looks pretty cool. I like that effect. Let's center this so it's in the middle. And overall, this looks too big. So you can see that I made this bigger, this Cartier word bigger. But if we just click this entire clip and then we try to make it, it reverts it back. We don't want that. Oh, this actually looks clean. I would do that also. But since we're looking at the other video, we're remaking it. We're gonna make it like this. Just come up to the vector scale and then just resize it downward, just like so. So that's clean. Now put that bottom and then drag this out to Dumont. Fix that real quick. And now it looks like this.
Cartier Santos.
Now let's put this Dumont downwards since this is where I want it to be. Actually make this a little bit bigger. So put this down a little bit. And then let's make that cool effect. You can just come into the opacity, click on it, come down to here, and then you can hit like overlay. That's what that looks like. Or you can do like difference. Difference kind of has like a cool effect that actually looks like the effect. You can also do like exclusion and like a bunch of other ones that I like to just do. Just mess around with it. If it looks really cool, do it. Like this looks pretty cool, so we'll just use it for this one. Just like so. And then again, since we want that exact same effect on this Dumont that we did over here, I'm just gonna grab it real quick. I'm gonna grab one of my presets real quick. You can use the one we made earlier before. I'm just gonna grab the where is it? I love the Apple up here up. It's from my Apple pack. I'm gonna drag it just a little bit to the left. Now it looks super clean. And then the Cartier, since we want this to fade in, we can just come into opacity, click on it, put it to 0, and then go a few frames forward and put it to 100. Now it's just going to fade in just like so. That looks pretty clean. You can spice it up even further and make it look better. You can spice up the fade even more if you search up an effect called a blur and grab the, where is it? Gaussian blur, wherever the fuck it is. It is right here. Drag and drop it onto it and then just copy the keyframes. So go to the first one and we want the Gaussian blur to be about probably 20. Yeah. And then go to the next one. So you want the Gaussian blur to stop. Right around here, I actually would go a few frames forward or behind just so then the Gaussian blur is done. And now it'll fade in like this. Let me render it so you guys can actually see what it looks like.
Cartier Santos Dumont, small 14.
It looks pretty clean.
Cartier Santos.
I'm gonna use my fade in just because I like it.
Cartier Santos Dumont.
I can actually make this text in expand. What does that look like? I wonder what that looks like.
Cartier Santos Dumont, small. Cartier Santos Dumont, small. Cartier Santos Dumont.
And now let's go into the next step of how to make this really cool like number change effect. And then after that, we will do the sound design to bring everything to life. Make a few micro adjustments to this nested because this owned comes in a little too late. Super easy fix, just double click into it, expand the last one out like a ton like I just did, and then just come into it and then just grab it. And now it'll come in right at the right time. This is what editing is. It's all about little micro adjustments. In order to make the numbers change exactly like this, all we have to do is just change the font. So come into here, go 2 frames forward, click, 2 frames forward again, click, 2 more frames forward, click. Now, because I only did 3 here, that means I'm only gonna be changing this font 3 times. So I'm only gonna use 3 fonts in order to change this, and then I'm just going to duplicate this and run it over here. But if you wanna use more fonts and make this like more extravagant, then just keep cutting this. So cut it another one, another time. However, fonts that you're planning on using to change the numbers look, decide that by how many times you're going to cut this. But I'm just gonna do 3 because 3 is simple and easy to see. So just come into here, highlight the 14, and then just pick a font that you like. I'm gonna use the fonts that I like. Grab that one, let's grab this. Let's make this like thin, that'd be pretty cool. Let's make it like, awesome. Now that I have my fonts that I want, just delete this last one, grab all of these, duplicate it over here just like so. And now you have that effect. I like grab it again. I'm actually just going to grab like half of these and then drag it one more time, just like so. So then it stops like right here and it's not constantly going. And then just make sure that the last one is the same font or the font that you want to be here. I want it to be the same one as my caption. So just like so, drag it like that. And then put this rolls gold up just like so. And then drag it to this B-roll clip like that. Boom. Now we have that word changing effect. Now we just need to animate it. Let's move down to this rolls gold, and I actually like this like really big gap that I have in my other one. I do. There's like this cool gap. So let's do that along with, okay, I did this wrong. Oh, it's fine. Now again, let's highlight all these, nest it just like so, and then just highlight these, and then you can make that exact same effect. I actually want to make this negative. I think that would be really cool. Along with it to, I want both of these, all of them to flicker in. I actually just made this new preset, X expand. Actually, it's pretty cool. Let me look at it now.
So I've owned this Cartier Santos Dumont small 14 karat.
Yeah, that's sick. It has this little expand that I have from one of my presets. Just makes this effect more captivating because it's already moving. So just adding that, and you can actually make it. Let's have it appear. Let's have the second word appear up. So it looks like this.
Small 14 karat rolled.
This needs to come in way earlier. So just dragging to the left. And now it looks like this.
14 karat rolled.
Let's delete these really quick. I don't want this expand on this.
14 karat rolls.
Now it looks like this.
So I've owned this Cartier Santos Dumont small 14 karat rolls gold watch for.
That's clean as fuck. Lastly, let's add sound effects, baby, and we are done. So first of all, we need to see the visuals that's happening in this video. So I personally like to, like we did, animate everything first and then design sound design so then I can see exactly what the visuals are. There's some crazy people out there that do sound design first, which you guys are cracked if you do that, bro. But I personally don't like to do that. So I always start off in my videos with a, oh fuck, I forgot to do zooms, bro. Hold on. We need to do zooms next and then we'll do sound design. My bad. Let's make my signature zoom that I always use in all my videos. You can see there's always a pull out right here. So let's recreate that. Come into your project panel, right click and hit new item, adjustment layer, okay, drag and drop it. Make sure that it is as long as you want it. So for instance, I want it to stop right around, I want it to like end right here. So click on the adjustment layer and then search up effects. Again, search up transform. Always use transform when you're animating anything because it adds zoom to the video, or it adds motion blur, especially on zooms. You really want that. And then come into the transform, and then all you're doing is scaling this in. How much is it scaled in? Like probably 130 is good. Click the stopwatch, go about like right here, reset it so it's reset, and then I like the rest to like just do a subtle pull in. So let's just increase this a little bit, just like so. So now it looks like this.
So I've owned this Cartier Santos.
So that's okay. So we don't want that. Right click, highlight them all, hit continuous bezier, drop down, and then grab this second keyframe, just like so, grab it and pull it all to the left. And now we have that fast, nice, clean pull, just like so. And then it slowly zooms in just like that. And now that is super duper easy and clean. Now the rest of the video, I like to just grab an adjustment layer, put it somewhere, extend it for like a little period of time, and then duplicate it, and then just kind of doing the same thing. Maybe like cut it up, make each adjustment layer different, just like so. And then I like to just, again, drop a transform onto each of these, and then just come into here, make a simple clean zoom. So hit the scale, go all the way to the end, and then just hit it to like 120. And then this is just a simple slow zoom in the entire time. That's gonna help captivate your viewer. But the way I like to do it each and every single time to save me time is I come into this bin that was imported in the beginning of the video. You just click on the zooms, and then since we're running on 1080p by 1920, my sequences, just come into here and then come down, you click on this. I have already made adjustment layers that have zooms on them. So for instance, where is my signature? Let's find my signature zoom. So my sig zoom that we just created, I just drag and drop it, just like so. Let's extend it to where I want it. Click here, grab this keyframe just like so, and now it already has it with all automatically. It also adds a zoom to exactly where it needs to be.
So I've owned this.
Just like so. I actually want to extend this a little bit out just because it's a little too harsh.
So I've owned this.
That's clean as fuck.
Cartier Santos Dumont small 14 karat rose gold watch for 4 months now. And I'm gonna give you my honest review on this watch in the most basic sense possible.
So now we can also just like add some like cool, those like subtle zooms that we were just making. You can easily just grab over here. They're labeled subtle zoom in. So I already have it as like a pre-selected length. So then you can just get it right each and every single time.
I absolutely love this watch.
So now you can see
for going out.
It's like that, or if you want to make it longer, you can just adjust it just like so, boom. Let's say I want to, we can just add like this smooth zoom in really quick. Adds my sound effects.
Places that you go out.
Let's say I like said something really important there. I would just use that one to highlight it.
Nothing bad to say.
And then it zooms out with the sound effect.
Except.
And then I actually really love to do these hard pull ins. So right when you use big words like except. So like what do you mean except? Someone will be like, what the fuck? You want that word to hit harder? Just grab in like the scale and watch this.
Except.
Boom. And then if you wanted to really highlight the rows and even go another one, delete that, just like so, grab the 110. And now it goes from scale in to another one. And then you can do the exact same thing with like gold. You can grab like the 115. And now you'll have like these hard jump cuts.
Watch, except rose gold is.
I love doing that. All right, now let's go on to sound design and my export settings, and we're done. Sound design has become one of my new favorite things just because I am collecting more sounds that I love. So let's first start off with this. So because the zoom comes in and there's already a sound effect, don't need to put sound design on the zoom. But I do have these come in with that like kind of flicker effect. So I like to use these bike gears. These are super clean. Just drag and drop these bike gears just like so. You guys are wondering like, what is this tool I'm using up here? It's called Premiere Composer. Really great tool. It's free. Absolutely love it. Essentially, it just gives you a shortcut to where your graphics are and everything. That way you don't always have to import your stuff over here. For example, like I wouldn't have to import my audio layers at each and every single time. I can just have them all over here. So these are all my sound effects and you can just drag and drop it just like so. I also put like my music over here too. I don't like these sound effects and music in my presets over here. I don't like them to be automatically added like my zooms and my hooks and everything. Same with my stack reels. I don't like that. So that's why I use this Premiere Pro Composer, is just to keep all my sound effects, because you can actually click on these and you can hear them. I'll leave Premiere Composer in the link description for you guys. Highly recommend them. Because it's a click, I don't need this like extensive gear bike because I already have them as their own layers. So let's just grab it, drag and drop. Like this first one will be this Clicklave 5. Let's grab this Clicklave 3. The key with sound design is you want to align the sound effect when the viewer sees it, not when the actual animation starts. So for instance, right here, so you saw it and it also comes in at the exact same time. So you hear it and you see it at the same time. Now next we need to see when this comes in. So this comes in right here, but also this has that flicker effect. So we want to use that one I was using earlier, which is this one right here. So let's just grab this real quick, drag and drop it, move this down, let's move this out of the way and let's use this for this one. And then let's cut it because I know it stops right there. So now it looks like this. So now it sounds like this. And then this comes in kind of right there. So let's just bring it right here because you can't really see it that much, but you can see it like right there. So this is what we have so far.
So I own this.
Yo, this is sick as fuck. Let's add a camera click right here just because this transitions.
So I own this Cartier.
And then I'm just gonna add one of my quick flash transitions since it would be perfect for this moment. Search up flash, drag and drop it onto this adjustment layer. Make sure this keyframe is aligned right there and now it looks like this.
I own this Cartier.
Boom, especially with the camera shutter. Now this like fades in. This fades in, so I'm not gonna add any sound effect except the camera shutter actually actually has this like this audio layer in the back. You can hear it, listen to it. So that actually is a really good sound effect for this. So this kind of happened and it worked out. And then we're going to add another click for that. So grab click 7, just like so. I want this to come right here. And then we want that, again, that type of bike gears that we had before. So we can just use that again. So since this is going for a lot longer, just extend it out. And then we can just cut this in half, duplicate the back side, and then I just extend it to what we need to. And then luckily it stopped right here, so we can just do that. And now it sounds like it's small 14-karat rolls. And then again, add a sound effect for these that come up, just like so. Carat rolls gold. Again, we can add another flash real quick. Might just use that same sound effect since I like this sound effect so much. Rolls gold watch for gold watch for. So I've owned this Cartier Santos Dumont small 14-karat Rolls gold watch for 4 months now, and I'm gonna give you my honest review on this watch. So I've owned it. Nice. Now we want to add a riser. So I'm gonna come into my risers. And I really love this riser right here. So I'm just gonna drag and drop it. This is like my signature riser I use in almost every one of my videos. It's just so clean. It sounds really good here, but I would actually use it for over here because this is, you wanna use a riser right after you transition from your hook to your main point when you like are starting to get into the video. So right here is exactly where you want it. Or whoopsie, not right there. 4 months now. And I'm gonna give you my honest review on this watch in the most basic. So like right here would be it. So I absolutely love basic sense possible. So I absolutely love the basic sense possible. So that's where you would put that riser. And then you can add some music. I like to just get all my music off of the internet and Instagram. And I really fuck with this jazz, since this jazz is like, it just hits with this video and you get something like this. So I've owned this Cartier Santos Dumont small 14-karat Rolls gold watch for 4 months now. And I'm gonna give you my honest review on this watch in the most basic sense possible. So I absolutely love this watch. It's perfect. That's a wrap. If you want all of my sound effects, all of my presets that I showed in this video, those zooms that you saw, and so much more, you can get all of them in the all-pack bundle, which is on sale right now. And I would love to see what you guys create with it. One of my most recent favorite videos was from my boy Kevin. He absolutely crushes it with his cinematic content he uses in his style. And if you want to learn more editing from me, go check out this video right over here, and I'll catch you in the next one. Peace!